Good morning. We're at the Thomas property. We're going to be completing a repairability test. We'll be on this front slope, which is south. We have this damaged shingle we'll do our repair test on, and we'll see how it affects all of those surrounding shingles. I've marked all of those up. I'll give you an overview of all of those surrounding shingles before we get started, all of which could potentially be damaged during the repairability test. And I'll show you the results once we're all finished. For my tools, I'll be using a roof snake, putty knife, hammer, and flat bar. All right, we'll get started by getting all of those shingles unsealed. We'll start with the putty knife. We'll use that to unseal the two top shingles here. And then we'll use the flat bar to unseal the rest of those shingles. See how those two different tools affect the shingles differently. All right, now we'll start removing these nails. Okay, looks like that's all the nails. Get that damaged shingle out. We'll go ahead and slide this new shingle in, get it all lined up nicely. start placing some nails back in there. I'll be using the roof snake for that. All right, we're all complete with the repairability test. Give you another overview of all of those surrounding shingles. Then we'll take a closer look at these shingles right above, the ones that we had to unseal and lift in order to remove those nails and put some more back in. I can see some stress fracturing along those shingles due from being lifted. In order to complete the repair test, give you a close-up here of these. What those stress fractures are is that matting on the shingle breaking, and that'll be damaging the integrity of that shingle and also affecting its water shedding capabilities, as the matting is the main component for that. We can fill where those shingles are much weaker in those areas with the stress fracturing, as the matting's broken. And that's going to allow these, or not allow these shingles to do exactly what they're designed to do as best as they should. And we have some more stress fracturing up here. This one is real bad. Got some there. All along this one, we can see stress fractures. This one's real bad as well. And then we'll take a look underneath, see if there's any mat transfer. Looks like we have some mat transfer there. You can see where that chunk was taken off the bottom of that shingle. And then we'll check this damaged shingle, see if there's any mat transfer along this one. See some mat transfer right there. Small piece of matting came off the bottom of another shingle. And let's see if we can find where that's going to be at. Should be able to see where that piece came from on the bottom of this tab, or this shingle. Oh, there it is right there. You can see where that piece of matting came off the bottom of that shingle, leaving those exposed fibers showing right there. So we can see some mat transfer. We had some right here and then here as well. So we can see mat transfer along both rows of these shingles. And I just want to point out, we use the putty knife to unseal this top one here, and then the flat bar to unseal this one here. And since we can see mat transfer along both of those shingles, it looks like it's going to be impossible to get around the mat transfer when completing repairs. And that'll also be damaging the integrity of the shingle, as it's taking chunks of matting off another shingle. And it'll also make it more difficult for those shingles to reseal properly. So with all of that being said, I do not believe that repairs are feasible to this roof. As we can see the damages that were caused. We can see we have shingle 6 here. A little bit on shingle 5. Then shingle 7, real bad. And shingle 8 as well, the stress fracture up there. And then we had the mat transfer along shingle 7 and 6. So we can see we have an additional 4, possibly just 3 additionally damaged shingles just from repairing this one wind damaged shingle. And that's why I say I do not believe that repairs are feasible, as we can see the condition that those surrounding shingles are left in. Those are going to be potential leak hazards due to those damages, those stress fractures. And so with that, we can see that the wind damage on this roof is very widespread. So if repairs were to be made, we can see the condition all of those surrounding shingles will be left in. They'll have an additional 3 shingles damaged at least, with stress fracturing and mat transfer. And that's going to leave this insured with potential leak hazards all over their roof, wherever there is wind damage. Leaving them with more damaged shingles than they previously had. And I do not believe that that would be indemnification. So with that being said, I do not believe the roof is repairable. And I'll give you one last little overview here. All of those damages. We'll get all of those damages chalked up and get some better pictures of those. Thank you for your time.